we've got a saying which is never regret a dip, and I've never regretted one. I haven't got a latte foam on my beard, have I? I'm Les Peebles. I'm a wild swimming guide based in the Yorkshire Dales and Lake District. Yeah, so my wild swimming group is called the Dales Dippers, and that was started in February 2019. We were genuinely delighted to get to 100 members, but today that's almost 14,000 members. So we've seen phenomenal growth over the last few years as wild swimming's become a really exciting prospect for many. I'm going to say hello to these people. Hello. Nice to see you. Hello. All right?
Yeah, all right.
Good. Could hardly see you in your camo. Hi,
See
sir.
you.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Good
You?
to see you, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, doing well. Nice dip.
Yes, beautiful.
Baltic.
Up about 5.5 degrees.
Is it? Yeah. Let's have a look how clear the water is. Beautiful. No, I didn't think Dales Dippers would be as big as it has become. It's grown organically and really wonderfully. I started it so I could find some local people and local spots, and now we have people, 14,000 members, amazing amount of posts each day, and people doing all sorts of fantastic things, starting their own groups, making friendships, putting on their own events, and that's just amazing to see. I used to have a proper job. I was a decorator and a joiner, and I took a job in the Lake District in 2018, summer of 2018, and each day I drove past Grasmere Lake for about 3 weeks, and it was twinkling in the sunshine, and I promised myself whilst I was on the way to that job that I would get in that lake before I finished the job, and I did, and that one swim changed my life. I've still got the photo of me, that selfie in Grasmere, and I've got paint on my nose from that day's work.
Do you get excited when you're going in the water, when you know it's coming?
Yeah, really excited. Yeah, I find it easier when I'm with other people or when I'm guiding. Sometimes when I'm on my own I can faff about a bit and overthink it. I went and parked my van up, and I walked through the woods with my carrier bag, with my towel and my shorts, and I sat and I looked at the lake for probably 10 or 15 minutes, and whilst I was there, a couple turned up next to me. They donned their wetsuits and swam off into the distance, and I was like, wow, that's amazing. So I waited until they were out of sight, and I quickly and clumsily got changed into my shorts, and I just got into the water, and I was only in for a few minutes. I came out and I was absolutely buzzing, like mentally and physically. Of course I was a little bit chilly, and quickly got changed again, probably quite clumsily, put all my stuff back in the carrier bag, and couldn't wait to get back to the van so I could phone my wife and tell her what I'd just done and how amazing it was. Oh, I feel ecstatic, surprisingly warm. Now I'm back out, and really buzzy inside and out. I always try and say that my favourite dipping spot is the last dip that I had, because they're all good. But yeah, there's a few probably a little bit higher up the list for me, and ones that are less popular and less known. But it's the cold water that's magic. That's what does the trick, and that's the same everywhere almost. I was neither depressed or stressed at the time particularly, but no doubt that I definitely lost my mojo. And when I got in the water that first time, it was just like, oh wow, this feels like it's the something that I've been looking for. It feels like a missing piece. and that's been, yeah, that's what I mean by changed my life. And then one thing that's led to another. I've had a lot of opportunities that have come to me as a result of becoming a wild swimming guide and starting Dales Dippers, and sponsorships and influencer roles and you name it. And yeah, and that's been an incredible and amazing journey, and I've met amazing people along the way. When I first started wild swimming, I started alone because I was shy about getting, or partly because I was shy about getting undressed in front of or changed in front of other people. And up until I'd started wild swimming, I think I'd probably only ever been seen with my top off, abroad or at home on occasion. So so body positivity is something that I've heard a lot in the community as a result of wild swimming, because whilst many of us can be shy about getting changed and getting into our swimwear before we get in for a swim, it soon becomes a non-issue for many as well, because we realise that actually no one's there to look at us, no one's there to point the finger, and we're there to swim and to enjoy ourselves, and that creates a real inner strength, and enables us to feel more confident in ourselves. So of course I'm getting changed in the summer now, 4 or 5 times a day, don't even think about it, I feel much better about my body, and what I have, and and the fact that no one's looking at me. We're all there to swim, not to look at each other. So that's a story that I've heard across the community, is from men and women. Yeah, I've been drawn to water for as long as I can remember. There's something elemental, isn't there, about, we're made up a lot of water. So I wonder if it's just that. But there's something about it being a fantastic metaphor for our lives. The river always goes where it's supposed to go. It goes round or over obstacles. It can be wild, it can be quiet, it can be calm, it can be still. So I think that, in that lies why many of us are drawn to water. And I definitely felt on that, the first time I went, and I'd been travelling past the lake daily, definitely felt like the water was calling me over, to say a funny thing, really. It just felt like I can't resist getting in there. And I've heard that type of report from other people as well, is it becomes it's some kind of calling over. And I feel lucky that wild swimming called me over, for sure.
Did you have a nice swim?
Yeah, I didn't find it cold.
No?
No.
It was freezing.
I felt really comfortable in there today, way more than I have done for ages.
5.8 degrees it was.
All right. So I would say that a key element of my enjoyment and the benefit that I've got from it is meeting like-minded folks, so community, and I've been lucky enough to kind of start this Facebook group and grow a huge community, and to hear the stories of other people. People use cold water swimming for and cold water dipping for all sorts of different reasons. It may just be a hobby and they're looking for something to do. It may be because they're grieving, some long-term illness or chronic illness. There's all sorts of stories, and they're all amazing. And so that's absolutely at the top of my list, is the community element of it. The next thing for me is about the immersion in nature. It's one thing standing at the edge of a river or a waterfall. It's a whole different experience being in it. Ultimately, metaphorically and literally, of being weightless. It puts you present, or makes you present, and puts you in the moment, and that's relieving. And if you can have a couple of minutes of that each day, well, your day tends to look a bit better. So a busy mind can be quietened, in a very, very efficient way. So whilst it can be painful, it can be challenging, it can be windy, it can be rainy, the ultimately it's the perfect conduit for putting us into the present. And being in the present, in my mind, is, it gives us respite from the busyness of the day. So, like many people, I suspect I've got a busy mind out of the water. So getting in the water just allows me that quiet time. It's not always like that, of course, because sometimes I'm having a laugh and a joke with my friends or with customers. But even still, it's that feeling of being present. And I think the fact that we are weightless in the water, I think that's a good metaphor as well about how it feels. It makes us feel mentally and emotionally as well. It's allows us just to feel weightless for a moment.
So you go cold water swimming most days?
Yeah, I've probably in 6 years I might have missed 20 days either because of ill health or busyness of some sort. But yeah, I make it an absolute priority because it's really important. People say that I'm lucky to swim as much as I do, and I see that. But from a personal point of view, I kind of think, well, I need to keep myself calm, and it's my leveller, it's my medicine. So the more I can do it, the better for me. If you can do 50 seconds, you get 99% of the benefit. So that's usually my marker. Sometimes I'm in for 5 minutes. So I'd like the Dales Dippers to be known for being a strong and supportive community first and foremost within the kind of realms of wild swimming. I'd like it to be encouraging people to get out into nature. It would be encouraging people to be more courageous, more brave, not being held back, and to take those small calculated risks that make such a big difference in our day-to-day lives. For those people who are what we might call landlocked, don't have access to beautiful swimming spots or rivers or waterfalls or lakes like I do, and I recognise how lucky I am, privileged I am in that regard. The cold water benefits can come from a cold shower, and 15-20 seconds in a cold shower can give you significant benefits. One of my friends, we used to call him Bin Hoff, because he used to get in his wheelie bin full of cold water during lockdown. Even that works. Still puts a smile on your face, you still get the benefits. Of course, it's not quite the same as swimming in a beautiful bit of river or in a beautiful waterfall, but you'll still come out with a smile on your face. We've got a saying which is never regret a dip, and I've never regretted one. Clearly, the message to those people who haven't tried cold water dipping is it's soon, it's an itch that needs to be scratched for some people. It's not for everyone, but with so much coverage in the media, there'll be a lot of people out there that just want to give it a go and not sure how to start. So I would say find a local group, find a local guide, and make sure that your first experience is a positive one. Don't just jump into the cold river. Go in slowly, and always go with someone. If you think you can do it, you probably can. Excellent. Thanks for my latte.